But you were saying you like Sonic Frontiers, and I don't disagree that it's like not a good Sonic game in comparison. I think it's fucking boring. Yeah.
Feel like I play them a little bit more, right?
Uh-huh.
And, I don't know. A lot of people maybe expected more from the game, but then again, this game has been hyped up more than any other Sonic game has in the last few years.
I mean, I guess it's just a way more boring Breath of the Wild to me. Like the combat's fine. Like the anime Dragon Ball Z boss fight was fun, but everything else I just sit there, I play it. I mean, I played it on stream for like only 3 hours and I was like
Hmm.
I would like to never play this again.
Yeah. I mean, do you like simple puzzle games and racing challenges? Because that's what the new Sonic is.
But
You
it
can
doesn't even
literally,
feel like there is any of that in the game. I played through Amy's world, but there's just nothing to do other than the little
yeah,
classic stages, which are just like areas from Sonic Generations.
yeah,
Like
like,
was really fucking bored like throughout 99% of the game, except when I was playing the Sonic Generations levels.
yeah. Yeah,
Like
look, I don't know.
I would rather play a boost era game than play Sonic Frontiers.
Look, one of my favorite Sonics is Sonic Adventure 2, and funny enough, Sonic 4. I thought Sonic 4.
Your mic
Uh,
got all choppy. But you
really?
were saying Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Forces?
Yes. Well,
I've not
so,
played either. I feel like I do want to pick up Forces, maybe if it's like less than $10 ever.
oh yeah.
Just to play it on stream, I think that would be enjoyable. But I my favorite Sonic game at the moment is definitely Sonic Adventure DX. Like, uh, I feel like a lot of people have probably seen that clip of me just dying at the Eggman boss and like screeching like a
Yeah.
banshee. But that's me having fun with the game though. Like I
Yeah.
genuinely felt like it was a challenge. I felt like the game was hard but in a fun way. And like despite the fact that it crashed on me a few times, I genuinely really liked the game. I felt like Sonic was cool. And
Hmm.
I feel like in that game they spend a lot of time making Sonic feel cool without making him feel like too fast or too slow. Meanwhile, in like Sonic Frontiers, Sonic feels slow, and then he'll feel fast for like a second, in which case you're at like a breakneck pace doing
Have you
fucking
actually
nothing.
have you gone into the settings and messed with the speed stuff?
No, because I feel like if I have to spend a significant amount of time in the options fine tweaking the game, that's just bad game design. Like the game should just,
Well,
especially a
no.
Sonic game, should just be you pick it up and you go.
Well, no, because so they want first times of the game to not feel overwhelmed, right? That's why they say if you're a fan or if you want to go, you can absolutely go into those settings and make Sonic go at like breakneck speeds, like off the bat.
I like
It's like
how,
it's like it's like playing a car game, right? Like Horizon or whatever. And you
uh-huh.
start off with the smaller cars, so you can get used to the game. Except the game's giving you the option to go in and go, hey, do you want to be Ferrari Sonic or I don't know what's a shooty car, whatever, like Tuk Tuk Mega Cheap Sonic. Like design your Sonic the way you want, and if you tweak that, it works.
I don't know, maybe after the DLC comes out, it'll be like more fun. But I just feel like because the whole like first section, I'm just running around aimlessly. Oh, look,
Mm.
I found one of Amy's memory fragments. Find 200 more to finish the area. It's fucking boring. Like, and
Yep.
then the getting the little Koroks to upgrade yourself, which you can't tell me they're not just fucking rip off Koroks. That's not fun. It's not. It's trying too hard to be Breath of the Wild. It's not
Mm-hmm.
fun. It pisses me off how lame they made Sonic in Sonic. Like, it's soulless. Sonic Frontiers is so fucking soulless. Like, everything that
Yeah.
I enjoy about Sonic, the butt rock, like noodling on a guitar, like fucking city escape. Sonic is better off as a leveled game, a game with levels that once you beat that level, you don't really go back to. I don't want to run around Breath of the Wild for 3.5 hours and then fucking feel like I'm doing nothing, and then oh, you hit the arbitrary requirement to continue on with the story. Oh, by the way, the story really doesn't fucking matter. You're just running around. Sure, you'll save your friend, but the
Mm.
story of the game is so forgettable. We'll give you like one Dragon Ball Z fight with this giant mech. Are you having fun yet? No, I'm not fucking having fun. It's not
Yeah, no,
fun.
I I found myself enjoying the game because of the simplicities of it, right? Like
Yeah.
there wasn't this huge story that I had to follow. It was Sonic being Sonic, running around collecting things, right? Now, again, I do agree that it could have been a better story. They could like how many NPCs are actually in the game because there's not a lot,
I feel
right?
like I don't even give a shit about like a Sonic story. Like Sonic Adventure is just dumb, brainless fun. Like that game barely has a story.
It is,
It's
but because of Sonic interacting with all the characters, it makes it more fun and interesting.
yeah,
But if you have Sonic on his own, right,
and
it's not interesting because he has no one to actually share his experience, talk with, right?
yeah. The only time
Like
Sonic's fun on his own is when he's not talking.
I, I don't know if you've played Sonic. What was it? With the Werehog one? Is that
Oh,
Unleashed?
Sonic Unleashed was a blast.
Yeah, because Sonic is like, hey, you want a chili dog?
I feel like
Yeah,
the
and he's,
best Sonic games are like objectively bad games.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Like if you sat down and played it and you compared it to like a masterpiece game, you're like, yeah, I just played Sonic Adventure. What the fuck did I just play? Uh, but you had a good time. Like that's the thing that modern Sonic games lack is just being a good time. Like Sonic was cool. Sonic used to be fucking cool. And now he's just so lame. He's
Mm.
like Sonic Forces, I feel like he was barely even in.
Well, Sonic Forces wasn't actually a Sonic game. It was Euro
Right,
C.
it was your OC. It was like your Sonic OC, but like I feel like he was barely in it, and that's why a lot of people don't like that game. Like I feel like a lot of people would sit all of the bugs aside and everything if it was a fun Sonic game. Which
I look,
I guess it's just
I
kind of the issue of like Sonic fans are never happy. But Sonic Frontiers was just boring. Like, sure, it's cool to like explore a world as Sonic, but it's boring.
yeah,
And trust
like,
me, I'm more disappointed than anybody. I have the Steelbook.
mm,
I was so looking forward to this game, and when I heard it was good, I was so excited. But I got
yeah.
bored, and I haven't touched it since.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I played the game. I played maybe 4 hours. I think I got past the first island,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, if the second island's the same as the first, I, I don't really feel like playing anymore.
Yeah.
Um, whereas other Sonic games, the story is so stupid that I
Yeah.
have to keep playing.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of the things that people are praising are things I just can't fucking stand. Like, who in their right mind, like, looked at Sonic and was like, listen, make it so all of the characters' like, they matured Amy, and I feel like half of Amy's charm is that she's a Sonic simp, you know? Like, I don't like
Okay, yeah,
Amy. I'm not an Amy fan by any means, but it's funny seeing her like constantly chasing Sonic. Like it feels like a fucking like cartoon. Sonic
but I
feels
mean,
like a cartoon.
Amy has been more mature though in modern Sonics. If you look at all the shows and all that, like
But
they
she's still
made
a
her more
Sonic
mature.
simp.
Oh yeah, she is,
They straight up
right?
changed her voice in Sonic Frontiers to be like, look at how mature she is now, guys.
Yeah.
And that's just like the thing I couldn't stand about it was that they're very clearly trying like I guess the thing with Sonic is that they always kind of have it in this thing where it's like, look at us guys, we're the more mature and edgy option, to the point where they even gave Shadow a fucking SMG that he cocks like a shotgun, which is stupid,
Yeah.
but it was cool and fun. But
A,
no
a lot
Sonic
a lot
game,
of
like Sonic Boom was not fun. It wasn't cool. It was just stupid and lame.
well, a lot of people talk about the Sonic era from like 2000 to say 2005 or 6, right? Just before Sonic 06 came out. People are saying that was one of the best eras of Sonic
It
because
was.
you got these games that they were like B to C grade games, but they were
Yeah,
so memorable and people spent so much time with them because of the charm that they had, right? And I feel like with Sonic Frontiers that they're going to get to that eventually, but think of this as like the stepping stones to it, right?
maybe. Like
Um,
maybe Sonic Frontiers is really just trying to reboot the Sonic like soft reboot the Sonic continuity, but if it takes a whole game to do that, then it's
well,
not that fun.
I'm,
Like
I'm not even talking continuity. I'm just talking the controls because this is the best Sonic game I've played in terms of controlling Sonic. Like it's really good and really solid. Um, it in terms of stuff like that. Now I can let a story go if the game controls well, and I feel like Sonic controls very well. Um,
I just realized I'm gonna take this recording and turn it into the beginning of season 2 of the podcast.
oh my god.
Just us ranting
Hi,
about Sonic.
hi, I'm Safi. I'm gonna be new to the podcast, I guess.
You'll be a guest. You'll be like a recurring guest.
Yeah.
Um, but no, but like fucking like I feel like the Sonic movie, the reason it's so fun is because the reason I like the Sonic movie so much is that it keeps that stupid, goofy fun. And if you look at a lot of the moments that are really memorable in that, it's like
Mm.
feels like it was ripped right out of Sonic Adventure.
Yeah. No,
And
I agree there.
that's why it's the best like Sonic media ever. Like sure, he's not like listening to Crush 40 or fucking anything like that, but it keeps that like personality of like Sonic being fast and cool and fucking like being on the run from the people that like it's so much Sonic Adventures DNA that it has gun in it.
Well,
Like
the Sonic movies have a lot of heart in them.
yeah, and
Like
that's the thing that
you can,
Sonic games are missing. Like Sonic has no heart. Frontiers has no soul.
yeah.
It's like Frontiers is one of the most boring and milquetoast Sonic adaptations that I've ever fucking seen. It's so milquetoast and bland, and it's just trying so hard to make Sonic like Link that it's just not fun. Like there's
Sonic works best in situations where he doesn't fit in, right? So
right.
like Sonic in the big city surrounded by human beings
Yeah, that
is
shit's
where
great.
Sonic shines, right? Sonic in a forest surrounded by trees and aging it I don't know what it's like an uncanny you feel like he could work in that. That's why in one of my favorite scenes ever is Sonic Adventure 2 Escape from the City when you're
Yes.
like that's great.
Yeah, you're like on the
Uh,
little like skateboard.
it's like a no, it's a rail from a helicopter that you
Oh,
like
yeah.
snowboard down, and then you hit the ground and like the rail disappears, and you start running through the streets, and
Right.
it's a great opening to a game. It's a great game in general, but yeah, I
Like
don't.
the Sonic was good from like the first game on to Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and then was bad for a while, and then they rebooted it with Sonic Adventure, which was, I mean, like objectively not great, but it was fun. It like encapsulated what Sonic is.
I mean,
Sonic
to
Adventure
to the
2 continued that tradition, and then they lost their way.
to this day, a lot of people talk fondly about Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2. Like,
Yeah,
I think I've met more people who talk about that game than all those two games. And Shadow the Hedgehog as well. Shadow the Hedgehog is one of those games that people they're like, man, that game was great. I played that to death on my GameCube. One of my friends played
yeah.
that game so much that he ended up burning like the scratches in his disc. Um,
I feel like Shadow is one of those like kind of, I don't want to say cult classics, but it's like one of those games that people did not think fondly of when it came out. Like it got reviewed so poorly and people hated that fucking game when it came out. But now people like go back and are like this was fucking great.
oh yeah, for sure. I 100% agree with you. Um,
Sonic Generations 2, I feel like Sonic Generations was probably like the last good Sonic game.
it's the one game I've probably haven't played because I don't know, like
Except for
as
Mania.
mu-
Mania was good.
Mania's a ton of fun. I
Yeah.
played that quite a bit.
Yeah, well, cause like okay, so Sonic was good in the '90s until about like fucking 1994, and then it got weird. Like
I mean, there was
Sonic
Sonic
3D
Fighters,
Blast.
Sonic Racing
Okay,
games.
Sonic
Those game,
Fighters was
these.
my shit as a kid.
Oh man, I hated that game so much.
It was the first game I ever had on my Xbox 360.
Sonic Fighters.
Yep.
My God,
It was the first game I 100%ed too. Um,
I I didn't because I'm a bit of a fighting game fan, right? And when I
right.
played it, I was like, oh my God, these characters only do like three moves, and
Uh-huh.
it's block, and it's attack you.
Yeah, it's like
Like,
block, punch, and kick, which is
yeah,
that's '90s fighters though. Like if you've seen any of Sega's other like fighters, it's punch, kick, and block. Like Virtua Fighter
yeah,
5 even has that. Like you punch, you kick, you block, and you can throw, and that's it.
yeah.
So that's just how fighters were, and like how some fighters still are.
Oh yeah, no, look, I don't disagree, but I don't know, it felt cheap. It felt like the characters didn't have any move sets. They all did the same thing.
Yeah,
Um, but then again, I haven't played the game in years, so I
for
might feel
sure.
different if I go back and play it.
Um, yeah. I mean, absolutely one of my uh I forget what we were talking about. We were talking about Sonic.
Yes.
Yeah, Sonic was good up until about like 94. And then it got weird. And then in 98 it like got good cuz I think 98 is when Adventure came out, right? Yeah, Sonic Adventure is
It
98.
was 98. And then I think 2002 or 1 was when Adventure
It's
2 came out.
really hard to believe that Adventure came out 2 years after Sonic 3D Blast.
Yep.
That game was dog shit. And then they were like, hey, our next game, look at this new Sonic design. And then Sonic was cool again. And then after Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic stopped being cool again.
Look, there is one Sonic game that's out there that everyone disagrees is bad, and that's that Sonic game for the Kinect. I forget what it's called.
Sonic Freeriders?
Yeah, oh, that game's awful. I don't know
Yeah,
if you
which
ever.
is I did play it. Yeah, I played it. It was like one of my first Connect games.
Now, I was excited for Sonic Free Riders. Riddle.
Yeah.
I'm like, it can't be this bad, right?
Oh,
I bought the game, right?
yeah.
The
Okay,
game.
so speaking of Sonic, we went to Cider Arcade the other day for my birthday. And guess
Yep.
what we found? We found the original Sonic the Hedgehog in it on an
Oh,
arcade machine.
oh my god. I didn't even
Yeah.
know they came with arcade
We did
machine.
I didn't either. It was so cool. And yeah, and you don't get cool Sonic stuff like that anymore.
No, you don't.
No. I would
The
argue
cool
even Sonic Riders was cool. Like Sonic was cool until 2006. It had Sonic Riders and then Sonic 06 happened and everything went to shit.
well, like Sonic 06 was so rushed. Like it, it's kind of sad because if that game had another 2 years, I
Uh-huh.
think we would have had a solid Sonic game.
I feel like the issue is that Sonic Riders was still like like that butt rock like Crush 40 kind of style of Sonic characteristic, and then they were like, what if we rebooted Sonic again and made him a Final Fantasy character?
Oh my god, with the whole like, what if he's going to romance a princess? And you're
He
like,
did
wait,
try to
what?
romance well, she tried to romance him. Like he was not about it as far as I remember. But yeah, that princess, that human princess was trying to fuck him hard.
Now, this may be talking out of my ass, but I believe in the next game she was going to be turned into like a weird princess furry character.
Oh no, I hope that's not true. I hope you're talking out of your ass.
I look, I recall reading it somewhere, and again, I may completely have made this up in my mind like years ago, but I'm pretty sure that that's what was going to happen.
Uh-huh.
Um, and the whole thing was Sonic was going to try and you know, get her back to normal? Question mark.
Back to normal question mark. She turns into a hedgehog by the end of the day and Amy gets cucked.
Well, I think that was going to be a design. It was going to be like a hedgehog with like red quills or whatever, because the hair was red or was brown. I can't remember. I haven't
I
played
think she was
Sonic
like
06.
I think she was like loosely a brunette with like some red kind of coloring in it,
Yeah,
but I didn't like her character. I didn't like
no one
anything
did.
about that game.
I like that we got Silver.
Oh yeah, Silver
Silver's
was cool and Silver interacting with Shadow was cool. Everything else
yeah,
sucked.
and then we also got what's her name as well. It was her debut, and she's super popular. Um,
Yeah.
I forget her name. Hold on, I'm gonna Google it quickly.
Okay, so during the like mid 2000s, it seems like the consensus is the only thing that was cool was the Sonic Riders series until they did the fucking Connect one and that killed the game series.
Yep. Oh, it was Blaze the Cat. We got Blaze the Cat from Sonic 06.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, Sonic Free Riders killed that series.
Yeah.
Sonic, you're flatlining, and I don't look. Sonic will never die, but
No.
it's definitely it's like we look. Sonic Frontiers was good. I think it's the game in years, so
Yeah.
it means that the franchise isn't dead, but there's a very good chance that it could be if the next Sonic game is bad.
Which I feel like honestly it's gonna be.
I don't know. I've hope.
I mean, I will have hope and I'll wait for reviews just because
Yeah,
everything is so rough with Sonic lately. Other than the movies. The movies are like the only thing keeping Sonic alive, in my opinion.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I, I want to see if critics considered Sonic. Yeah, I mean even critics are giving it like favorable reviews. I mean it's got a 69 on Rotten Tomatoes. Nice,
Yeah,
but that's still like. What about Sonic Prime? Was that any good?
I like Sonic Prime a lot. It was really well animated. Characters were great.
I'll look into it.
Oh, I highly recommend you watch it. It's fun.
I thought it looked a
The-
little silly, but I also know it's got Shadow in it, which is, that's at least something, because the game sure won't put Shadow in fucking anything anymore.
I watched that on a road trip, and honestly, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's silly, it's funny, it's got goodness to it. It's got the Egg family, which is hilarious.
Okay, I'll give it a watch. I mean, it's already favorable in my eyes because it's given me the opportunity to have a shadow uh profile picture on Netflix, which I'm never
Yeah,
changing by the way, just in case Netflix removes it.
yeah.
Still
No,
really
that's
still
what
really pissed at you for changing it to Big the Cat. Fucking hate Big the Cat.
I know you do. That was funny. Why don't I also changed it to it was a kid? No, it was Froggy.
Well, that's Big the Cat.
No, I know, but I've made your username Froggy as well.
Oh yeah, you did make my fucking name on Netflix, Floggy. Uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll give it
Oh
a
my!
watch. It's definitely I wasn't against watching it, but I wanted to wait until I heard that it was good.
It's look. I think it's good. There's not
Mhm.
a lot of shadow in the show. Um,
It doesn't
but
need to have a lot of shadow. I mean, if I want to see a lot of shadow in a cartoon, I'll go and watch Sonic X.
yeah,
Like
right.
I remember Sonic X having so much shadow in it. Even if it had this weird little kid main character.
Yeah,
So like Sonic wasn't even like the main character in his own show.
yeah,
But I think it was like kind of following the Sonic Adventure continuity.
yeah.
I
I mean, look, Sonic X is good.
I need to watch
Um,
like a synopsis on what is and isn't canon on for like Sonic.
everything is canon.
Oh my god. I
Sonic,
need to watch like
Sonic.
a I need to watch a video on like what the continuity looks like.
Well, I think Sonic Frontiers is the new continuity. And that is the comics, the new Sonic comic run.
Well, I know the
But it
comic
also
run
not.
is like in its own kind of continuity. I'll figure it out.
Um,
I'll figure it out.
yeah,
Cuz as far as I've heard, Sonic Frontiers isn't a different continuity. It's just a soft reboot.
yeah. Look, they've rebooted Sonic so many times.
Yeah. But it's all like part of the same canon apparently because of Sonic Generations and Sonic Forces.
Yeah,
It's just I have no idea. I have no idea. I need to figure it the fuck out because I
yeah.
am confused.
You know what? Someone's gonna comment on this, going, "You guys know nothing about Sonic," and you're probably right. You are absolutely 100% correct.
Yeah,
Link us a video of the complete Sonic.
100%. I will watch the entire thing. I don't care how long it is. I think I watched like a 4.5 hour like explanation about Kingdom Hearts after I finished Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh my god! Did you? Was it? What was his from Game? The I forget.
It wasn't the Barry one, no.
Harry's one.
It was not, no.
Because like there are Kingdom Hearts games that are lost to like the mobile, which you cannot get anymore. Why? Because it was on
Dude,
like some shitty flip phone.
we should do a whole episode on just ranting about Kingdom Hearts, but this is the Sonic episode.
The Sonic episode.
Um, yeah, for sure, we should just do like the podcast is us ranting and raving about stuff now, and like especially movies. I want to do one about Avatar soon.
Which one? The blue people or the airbender?
Both.
Alright, okay. Cause we gotta talk about M. Night Shyamalan's Avatar
Oh my
movie.
god, that I don't want to start because once I start, I won't stop. Um,
Uh, do you like Ang? Wait,
well,
no, this is about
what?
Sonic.
Yeah,
Not
what's okay? Like, what is your favorite Sonic game? You said Sonic Adventure 2 and
mm-hmm.
and
Sonic
Forces.
Forces. I like Sonic Forces just because the game makes no sense at all. Like you go from one mission where you're jumping around the city to the next where Sonic's been tortured for months and you have to go rescue him and you're like, what?
I think
Okay.
so. I didn't really grow up playing Sonic games. I saw Sonic. I watched Sonic X growing up, and I
Mm-hmm.
liked Sonic. I only recently started playing the games, and I think the only games I really have are Adventure DX, Frontiers, and Sonic
Hmm.
2.
I actually never. I played the first Sonic a lot and Sonic and Knuckles, right?
Mm,
Um, and like I've always been a fan of Sonic. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the 2D screen and you literally almost endlessly.
yeah.
Um, I liked that, and then when I found out that Sonic was in 3D, because I stopped playing Sonic for a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I didn't get back into Sonic till Sonic 06, right?
Right.
And that was when I was like, oh wow, yeah, I completely forgot about this character. And um, yeah, I basically went for a period of time and played as many Sonic games as what I could. Some of them not so good, and some of them I couldn't play because Wii U, which was again super weird. And
Yeah.
not the Wii U, the Wii. And I never had a Wii, so yeah, it was
I
kind of like,
I think the the first like as a kid there was this like Sonic Adventure Flash game, and I remember fighting Chaos in that game.
hmm, I think that's the first one.
Well, it was like a 2D Flash game.
Oh, yeah, okay, the Flash games.
I mean, it was good. It had like some cool sprites and everything.
I remember playing one of the Flash games where you were Sonic Buster Sword, so
But it's like lost to time. But I played it and it was fucking fun. Um,
oh,
I really need to finish Sonic Adventure because I had just
yes, you
done
do.
because I've just done Sonic Story, but that was like a lot of fun. I'm hoping the rest of the characters like stories are a little shorter.
The only one that people really, really struggle with is Big Story Mode.
Oh my god, Big the cat.
Buggy! Yeah, Big the Cat is the only one that people have really drawn issue with.
Giganticism.
Buggy! By the way, Big the Cat is in the Sonic show and he still says Foggy.
Yep. Floggy.
Buggy! Oh my god.
Floggy. Oh my god, like Big the cat pains me.
Hmm. Yeah, but if there's any Sonic fans out there who would like Vi to give us some, don't be afraid to comment.
Floggy.
Woggy.
Floggy.
Oh man, then there's also the Sonic mobile games, which died really quickly because they were terrible.
Sonic mobile games.
Yeah, they remade I think the first three Sonic games and it just didn't work.
Oh, yeah, no, they remade like the first three, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and
but they
it
just controlled like Dookie, so they kind of scrapped. I think they scrapped them. Did they? I don't know.
yeah.
I played the first one and wasn't impressed, so kind of like stopped playing it after that.
Uh-huh. Okay, so apparently the longest character story in Sonic Adventures, about 3 hours. You can beat some of the
Right.
shorter ones in under an hour.
Yeah, I think Big the Cats is like under an hour because it's literally just fishing.
Yeah. God,
Um,
fucking. I'm like,
ever.
you know what? I did actually grow up playing Sonic Unleashed on the Wii, and I never beat it because that game was hard. It was hard when you're a
I
kid. And then
yeah.
I think I had a demo for Sonic the Hedgehog 4, like on the Xbox 360, which really sucks. But I think I want to get the Sonic Advance games because those are apparently really good.
Oh my god, if you can find a way to get them. I played my god, Sonic Advance. I'm just gonna Google it real quick. Sonic Game Boy games.
They look really good. It looks like Sonic Adventure Sonic, but put in a 2D setting. Because
Was it?
they updated the sprite to look more like Adventure Sonic.
I think it was Sonic Advance 3 that I played.
Uh huh.
Because I got it as like a Christmas gift. This was, mind you, a very long time ago. This was still when I was like 13 or 14, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a long time ago.
I'm looking at gameplay of it, and it is just straight up Sonic Adventure Sonic put in like
Sprite.
classic Sonic levels.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It looks like a lot
Um,
of fun. Like I'm watching him like bounce off of rails and stuff. This shit looks cool.
you also get like what were they called? Like the whatever. They were like the weird aliens that you could raise.
Yeah. Oh, Chow.
Yeah, you got your own like chows that you could collect and raise and all that,
Dude,
like
I
Tamagotchis.
don't want to touch the Chow mini games. They seem too
But
complicated and like long, and I don't want to do it. I just don't want to.
I mean, it's not optional. Like, I mean, sorry, it is optional.
Yeah.
You can get like a shadow chow
That's cool.
and stuff like that. Yeah, you get the shadow chow
For
who looks
anybody like
grumpy.
that is possibly listening to this and doesn't know me, I am a huge Shadow simp.
The biggest shadow simp.
The biggest. Um oh God, I want to start donating plasma so I have like spending money. I am
Yeah.
absolutely gonna get as many like Sonic, like I'm gonna get all of the Sonic games just from donating plasma, I bet.
Oh my god. Try and get the Game Boy games as soon
Oh,
as you
for
can.
sure.
'Cause
Well, I already have some Game Boy Advance games I want to play on stream, and I just need to get around to doing it.
yeah,
So yeah, Sonic Advance I feel like probably is not that expensive. Uh,
I don't think so. I think they made a lot of copies of that.
oh, I would imagine the Game Boy Advance sold like hotcakes.
It did.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, yeah. I mean, the Sonic games, especially like the GameCube ones, are a little more expensive than I would like them to be, but I want to get them
yeah.
sooner rather than later because they're just going to keep getting more expensive.
Well, like I believe I still have a copy of Shadow the Hedgehog on PS2 somewhere. And
Yeah,
when I bought that game, it was like $60. I think it's only increased since then.
yeah.
Um,
So it looks like the first Sonic Advance I can get not like crazy cheap, but also not like crazy
yeah.
expensive either. Uh, there's one that is currently being bid on for 99 cents. It,
Ooh, bid
I
for it. See if you can maybe win that.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can win it out. Um, that I think my max bid
You
I'll do like 15.
you have a PS2, right?
I do, yes.
Because there is
One
something on
sec.
the PS2 which you might wanna. I'm just gonna. I think it's the Sonic Mega
Yeah, remember how
Collection.
I said it was 99 cents?
Yeah,
It's up to 15 bucks now. I'm no thank you.
yeah. Look up the Sonic Mega Collection.
Oh, I think the Sonic Mega Collection's also on GameCube.
It is. It's on GameCube and PS2. Um, I played that a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
I absolutely would not mind getting it. But also like part of like I probably will get it just so I can play through like Sonic uh one through like one, two, three, Sonic and Knuckles, and 3D Blast like easily. Cause I don't want to go through
yeah,
the hassle of like plugging in my fucking Genesis.
yeah.
Um,
Look, I think it's there as just an easier option.
right.
Um, but yeah, I played that again quite a lot on my PS2. Um, and then of course there's Sonic games I've never played, like Sonic Riders. I've heard great things about it, but I've just never, you know, never touched it because I don't
Right.
know.
Dude,
I
Sonic
was
Riders
like,
apparently goes hard.
people like that game a lot.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
it seems like people really like it.
like by the time Sonic Riders came out, I kind of moved away from Sonic. I was like into games like Ratchet and Clank and Jack and Daxter.
Yeah,
I was in my edgy phase, and then I came around again as I got older.
for sure.
Is this a? Uh,
Um, I think like I don't know, Sonic is one of those franchises almost like Metroid that I've always wanted to get into, but I just never
yep.
have. But I think I'm kind of actually running out of things to say about Sonic.
Yeah, we've been talking for a minute now about Sonic.
Yeah, I mean we were talking about it even before we hit the record button. I think
Oh yeah,
yeah, I think 41 minutes or 43 minutes is probably about all I'm really willing to say about Sonic in podcast form, I think.
until
Um
another rant comes up.
oh, honestly, I need to just have OBS ready to go every time I get into a rant. I just need to have it like always like ready to press record at any
Yep.
moment's notice. Um but yeah, thanks people if you listened to me ranting about Sonic for 43
And
minutes.
and remember, get your chili dogs on.
That
All
was
right, that's
cringe. Let's end it.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for listening to the episode 1 of season 2? Question mark.
Bye bye.
I want to do a more official podcast episode.
This
Eventually.
this this might come out whenever.
Well, yeah. The last episode of the podcast was in November.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah.
Oh, my inventory's full. I need to drop something.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.